trying a brownie.
Yes.
And we will be right back after the break.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel too. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like,
No.
what do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up on that one. Matthew.
Broadcast
Look
news.
at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Well, we're back. It's time for the question of the day. So that means we're going to bring another crew member out to join us and share their thoughts. Who is our crew member of the day, you might ask? Do we want to take Cam? There we go.
I'm
back. We go. It's Chloe.
Please introduce yourself.
You might
to
recognize her
everyone.
from the Kind of Late Show.
Yeah, my name is Chloe Sienna. Right now I was doing audio. I usually do VP, but I've been liking audio recently. I'm also a host on the Kind of Late Show. Yes.
Very nice.
Lovely.
What else do you do
Lovely.
outside of WTOP?
Outside of WTOP, I have a radio show with Kate called Kate's Corner, and I'm in the volleyball club.
Awesome.
We love an involved queen.
Yeah.
We do. It's amazing.
We love Oswego clubs.
Slay.
All right.
Okay, well, it's time for the question of the day. Are you ready, Chloe?
I am.
Excited?
A little bit. I'm
A
nervous.
little bit? You're nervous? It's
Yeah.
okay. We get an easy one for you. Do you prefer a night in or a night out?
I'm going to say, as much as I do love a good night in, I'm going to say night out. There's something about getting in a fit with like your friends and going somewhere, whether it be like just having a night out in like a local town or just chilling at like a restaurant or something at night. I think it's a lot of fun to go out and do something. I give credit to night ins, like having like a movie night or something like that. Love those too, but I just get more excited to go out somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. I tend to like to go out and just like, I don't know, do something different, different people. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Take a
more
little
fun.
stroll.
Yeah, like go out.
Very
Even
much.
if it's just like going to get dinner or something. It's more, I don't know.
See, I
You
kind of
guys?
agree. I like a night out. Like,
Yeah.
I will love doing, just going for like dinner with my roommates or something. Because that's it. That's the college experience. Like sitting inside, that's fine for some nights. But I want to have at least one night a week where I can, go out, hang with my friends, just drive around. I love to look at houses.
Even just going for drives. is
Literally,
so
I love
it's
going
very
for drives.
calming.
Oh, I love them.
It's very calming.
I went
I
for
don't
one
know.
today.
Sometimes I just sit there and worry about my gas. Like
Oh.
this is how much
And
this is
listening to
costing me.
music,
But
too.
When I'm home,
it's great. It's the best.
When I'm home, it's so much worse too.
Yeah.
Like I will go for drives and never come back.
Yeah,
Like-
it's because you get stir crazy.
Yeah.
It's like you've seen everything already. So
And then I am just the music's on, like singing in the car, and you're just going down like the highways.
Oh,
I
that's
love
life.
it. We're all just
Cece,
sitting in the
Yeah,
car.
Cece, you
your
gotta
answer.
answer.
Oh, I like to sleep.
You like to
So
sleep?
this is your night. That's
No, but I like to go out, but like,
Is that just a night for you?
I feel like I just work too much now. But I like to sleep.
Yeah.
I like to play video games, and I be chilling.
Yeah,
That's so
you're
valid,
like the
though.
self-care. You're into the self-care nights.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I
is-
self-cared more.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with like skincare and like all that stuff. And just when I see my friends like do a face mask at night. I'm like, that's not me, because by the time I get back from doing whatever I am at night, I just knock with the makeup on.
Yeah. No, I've been better at that. I used to do that, but now I wash my face at night.
I'm not gonna
so
lie,
wash your
y'all.
face at night is not good for your skin.
I do.
Very much.
I'm gonna say 4 to 5 times out of the 7 days a week.
Huh?
Really?
That's pretty good, though. I mean,
Wow, girl. I just
I don't know.
splash in water and go.
You just splash the water and go. I don't know. I feel like, because my mascara, do you ever just fall asleep with it on by accident? You wake up and then your eyes are like shut?
Or it
They're
just
like
feels
adhered
gross.
shut.
I hate waking up feeling like greasy.
Yes.
And or like
but
with
I do
the
that
makeup
all
on.
the time.
Me too.
I do that, like even if I take all the makeup off, I wake up greasy.
Yep.
And I'm like, what am I doing?
It's just so much worse with makeup on, and then I feel my skin breaking out, and I'm just like, this is not good.
Yeah. Skin was meant to breathe.
Yeah.
I wish I was on the same level as you guys. I don't know how to do makeup.
You know what?
We're gonna teach you.
Next
That could be
episode.
another episode.
Oh my god.
Ooh, I'm gonna
Spa
turn
day
somebody
for
into a
next episode?
clown.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh,
You
no.
know, I don't know. I'm
don't know
thinking
yet.
perhaps.
Perhaps we'll have a little spa day next episode.
Perhaps
we'll
a
see.
spa day.
Look at
A little
Cece
makeup
here.
tutorial.
Yeah, right? We'll see.
I like these ideas, ladies.
Cece. All right, guys. But that is all the time we have for today. Cece?
Sorry.
Would you like to finish the outro?
Oh, here's a quote of the day.
Oh, yes.
Just like our brownies we made, there are 4 ingredients, and even though it's 4 ingredients, you don't need that much to be bougie. Period.
I like it.
Yes.
I love that quote. Yes.
Simple. Anna, our camera operator, is absolutely losing it right now. But we gotta go. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our next episode.
Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, the Louis B. O'Donnell Media Summit is tomorrow. What you need to know and more.
And a WTOP reporter live from a SUNY Oswego suicide prevention event.
Plus the latest from the Waldron trial.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mia Dirks.
And I'm Matthew Rivenberg.
Tomorrow, industry professionals working in the television and movie industries are coming to Oswego for the 19th annual Louis B. O'Donnell Media Summit. This year's event is looking behind the silver screen for some Hollywood-themed panels throughout the day. Panelists will also be visiting classes throughout the day to speak to students about their experiences working in Hollywood.
Many of the panelists are Oswego alumni, like television producer Christy Summers, and some are current SUNY Oswego professors, like screenwriter Juliet Giglio. The main panel discussion will take place at the Waterman Theater in Tyler Hall, followed by a Career Connectors networking event in the Tyler Hall Art Gallery, where students will have an opportunity to network and connect with alumni in the industry.
Oswego School of Education faculty member Carlo Cuccaro has won the 2023 SUNY Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Adjunct Teaching. Since joining the faculty at Oswego in 1995, Cuccaro has helped students develop careers in school psychology by covering diverse topics across the discipline. Cuccaro also supervises internship programs working with school counseling and psychology in the Fulton District. Cuccaro earned high praise from his fellow faculty members, applauding his constant commitment to excellence in the department.
The next edition of The Saloon, a student-developed program to create conversations and connections, will take place tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Mary Walker Health Center. The Saloon's aim is to, quote, facilitate a student-led space to bridge gaps and open pathways to new perspectives, all through conversation, says the program founder, Harain Daly, a creative writing major and psychology minor. Daly has worked with the counseling services to make the program a reality. Tonight, SUNY Oswego's Octavia a cappella group is hosting Together We Thrive, a suicide prevention awareness event.
WTOP-10 reporter Amani Dela Cruz is live at the Sheldon Hall Ballroom, where the event is taking place. Amani?
Thank you, guys. Here I am today with Faith Somerville, the founder of it all.
Hi there. Nice to be here.
I just have a few questions for you today. What made you begin this event?
Yeah, so I had noticed we performed at the Walk of Shame that was done by 2.5. and we really enjoyed it. We saw a lot of presents there, but we noticed that there wasn't any suicide prevention walk, so I decided to do that.
What were you hoping to achieve through this event?
I was hoping to achieve community awareness. There's a lot more people than you think that are here for you.
Is this an event that you see yourself carrying out throughout the future within SUNY Oswego?
Yes, I'm hoping to do this as an annual event, and hopefully it'll keep creating more awareness and more participation in the future.
Okay, thank you, Faith, for having us here with you today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Amani. Now, so Matt, it was pretty cold this morning, but I'm glad things got warmer later in the day today, right?
It was so nice to see the sun come out after all the rain this weekend. Let's go to Storm Team 10 meteorologist Brendan Rice.
Hello, and I am Brendan Rice. Well, we may have seen some warmer temperatures today and some sunny skies over the past few, but don't let it hope on for too long. Rain is back on the way coming soon, but some warmer temps in the meantime, as well as possibly a chance for a first snow sometime soon, and we're reaching the peak of the fall foliage season. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Brendan. Now, a strike by Canada's second largest private sector union, Unifor, has slowed activity in the Port of Oswego. The union, representing more than 300,000 workers, is calling for negotiations of worker contracts, causing a work stoppage throughout the St. Lawrence Seaway. Officials worry about the strike's impact on local economies and plan to hold more meetings to solve the issue before more consequences in the future.
Anthony Waldron's lawyer, Salvatore Lanza, says that his client is innocent and is determined to go to trial for the death of his stepson, Jordan Brooks. Waldron and his wife, Lisa, were charged with causing his death. Brooks had cerebral palsy and died from malnutrition and sepsis. Palmero's wife pleaded guilty and she received a 20-year prison sentence. 12 jurors and 4 alternates were selected at the end of the day yesterday, and opening statements began today.
Now, election season is fast approaching, and as voters prepare to go to the polls, the deadline for voter registration in Onondaga County is almost here. All registrations must be submitted by this Saturday, October 28th, in order to participate in this year's elections. The early voting period also begins this Saturday and continues through Sunday, November 5th. Election Day will be held shortly after on November 7th. Those interested in applying can find applications at local post offices, town offices, and at ongov.net/elections.
The state of New York is making the largest state investment of renewable energy in American history. The new investment will include 25 new renewable energy projects across the state. The investment will power over 2.5 million homes when completed. The new investment will reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 9.4 million metric tons annually, which is the equivalent of 2 million cars.
Still ahead tonight, Michael Cohen incriminates himself and name drops public figures in the Trump case.
Also, more on the war in Israel and rescuing hostages.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, Don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one. Matthew,
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
All right, welcome back. I am Storm Team 10 meteorologist Brendan Rice. Current conditions, it's about 60 degrees. It feels like 60. And as we're looking towards as well tomorrow, sun's rising. Anyways, wind's pretty calm, about 3 miles per hour. Pressure is at about 10-20 millibars. Dew point about 4 degrees, so we have low humidity lately and visibility is as far as you can see. Now, moving into tomorrow morning, pretty good temperatures. We have a high of about 69 degrees, is why I put in recommending the small cup of coffee with a possibility of some showers as we move into the day. This continues as well as we look at the peak of fall foliage happening for a majority of the state. Areas you can see right here that are in red are past peak foliage, and areas in brown are currently at peak. So that includes here at Oswego and across much of the Northeast. Moving in as well, we might be seeing a first chance of snow showers come the beginning of November as we head in for forecast 14 days in the future. Cold temperatures sweeping most of the nation. That will be reaching us, like I said, the beginning of November, around November 1st to the 4th. So keep an eye out then for some possible flurries. Looking at your 7-day forecast, it's pretty gloomy with a lot of rain on the way. Temperatures, however, rising for the foreseeable future with even possibly into the 70s towards the end of this week. But that quickly drops off as we head off into this weekend. Rain across almost every day, starting with slight chances towards this Wednesday and Thursday, moving into a much higher likelihood of some showers throughout the days heading into this weekend and even into the beginning of next week, with temperatures dropping even in the lows you see here into the 30s. So, while it might be nice to enjoy the sun for the past few days, it looks like the rain is back here and it is here to stay. That's all for me. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Brendan. Now, 5 people are dead in a domestic violence attack at 2 homes in Ontario, Canada. Another person is in the hospital with gunshot wounds. It started Monday night with a 911 call about a break-in. Officers later arrived and found 1 dead. Another 911 call came in about someone with a gun at a home not far away. When officers arrived, they found a 45-year-old with a gunshot wound who was sent to the hospital and 3 kids who were fatally shot. They were ages 6, 7, and 12. They also found the 44-year-old shooter who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police say the 2 incidents are both connected and the result of domestic violence. Donald Trump's former attorney and fixer Michael Cohen took the stand earlier today in the former president's civil fraud trial in New York. The trial centers around whether Trump's company inflated asset values to get better terms on commercial loans. Cohen told the court he and former Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg manipulated the company's financial documents. He also told the court he lied to Congress in 2017 when he claimed he only spoke to Trump about the Trump Tower Moscow project 3 times. He said it was actually 10 times, and he lied about it because Trump asked him to. Cohen also named Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, as well as many other public figures who were allegedly also in on these crimes.
House Majority Whip Tom Emmers has dropped out of the race for House Speaker just a few short hours after emerging Tuesday as the GOP nominee. House Republicans are trying again to elect a Speaker and get congressional business back on track. CNN's Karen Caifa is in Washington with more.
Tough times for some House Republicans.
I think the country is frustrated by it. The conference is frustrated by it.
And tough math for any Republican Speaker nominee.
It's about unifying our conference, getting us back on track.
The House Republican caucus set out again on Tuesday to select a nominee to succeed Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House. After two previous contenders, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, then House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan, failed to secure enough support from their own party. The gridlock has left the House at a standstill for 3 weeks.
We desperately need to move on with the business of America, getting our appropriations bills passed, securing our border, providing aid to Israel.
The plan for Tuesday, successive ballots behind closed doors, with the candidate with the lowest vote total eliminated each round. The top vote getter through Tuesday's rounds, Tom Emmer of Minnesota, the current House Majority Whip. But as Scalise and Jordan learned, securing a majority of House Republican support doesn't guarantee the gavel. Some Republicans pushing to stay behind closed doors until a candidate reaches 217 votes, the threshold to win a vote on the House floor. House Democrats watching and waiting.
I'm hopeful that the Republicans will decide to come to a consensus and a bipartisan agreement with Democrats so that the House can work on behalf of the American people.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Amid war and chaos, the world is struggling as the U.S. struggles to get the House back on its feet.
And speaking of war, hundreds of people gathered outside the United Nations today in support of Israeli hostages in the hopes of bringing them home. They stood with photos, posters, and flags calling to release the hostages. Although no additional hostages have been released, our next story might provide them with some hope.
Israel's military has dropped leaflets in Gaza offering protection and a reward to Palestinians who contact them with information about hostages held by Hamas. More than 200 people were seized by Hamas over 2 weeks ago. So far, only 4 hostages have been released. Those released have spoken of a, quote, spider web of tunnels underneath Gaza that led to an underground chamber holding the other hostages, confirming challenges in the future efforts to rescue hostages. Israeli officials have said their campaign is focused on rescuing as many captives as possible.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, a possible new album release, Taco Tuesday for All, respiratory illness this winter, and more.
Find out more after the break when we come back.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
La 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 la. Breathe. La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. Here's your health and consumer update. The Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, is calling for trichloroethylene, a chemical commonly found in drinking water, to be phased out of consumer products and commercial uses as it has been linked to cancer, Parkinson's, and liver disease. It's found in metal degreasers, paints, refrigerants, and auto products. The EPA invites you to weigh in on the topic.
Apple announced new iPhones and new Apple Watches recently, but the company says it has a treat to be announced just before Halloween, a treat for the consumers. Some speculate that it may be a new M3 chip to boost Mac computer speeds, or that new Mac computers will be announced. The event goes live Monday night on Apple's website and YouTube if you'd like to learn more.
As winter is around the corner, multiple illnesses come with it. The CDC is preparing for the coming season, as Mandy Gaither has more to tell.
Right now, respiratory virus levels are relatively low in the U.S. overall, but the CDC is forecasting this season will be similar to the last one, which saw hospitals fuller than at any other point in the pandemic and worse than pre-pandemic years.
Time to getting into the hospital and getting that life-saving care can be delayed, and that can cost lives.
At the peak of this respiratory virus season, CDC forecasts show there could be between 15 and 25 new weekly hospitalizations for every 100,000 people in the U.S. COVID-19 will probably account for half of those new hospitalizations, with flu and RSV combined accounting for the other half. To help prevent getting you or those around you sick, wash hands frequently, sanitize high-touch areas, and if you're not feeling well, stay home. If you have to go out, wear a mask and get tested, says Dr. Kristen England with Cleveland Clinic.
Not only for COVID, but also for influenza. Remember, we've got medications that we can use to treat both of these viruses if caught early.
Experts say everyone ages 6 months and older should get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and this season's flu shot, and the RSV vaccine is recommended for those who are most vulnerable for severe disease. England says now's the time to get those shots.
It takes 2 weeks for any of these vaccines to really become effective in our bodies. It doesn't happen overnight.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Common phrase Taco Tuesday is no longer trademarked, so you may be seeing more deals on Tuesdays at your local taco chain. Taco Bell has won its battle to end the trademark to allow all taco distributors to use Taco Tuesday. A lone restaurant in New Jersey, Gregory's Restaurant and Bar, has finally forfeited its trademark after over 40 years of owning it. This comes after a smaller regional chain, Taco John's, abandoned their trademark for the phrase in the other 49 states. This may be Taco Bell's best Taco Tuesday ever.
Panera is under legal fire after a 21-year-old woman died of cardiac arrest last year after having its charged lemonade. According to Panera's website, the lemonade is a caffeinated drink with 30 ounces containing 390 milligrams of caffeine, just 10 milligrams less than the safe amount to have in a day, according to the FDA. However, in store, it's not clear how much caffeine the drink contains. And coming up in sports, we have sports reporter Alex Brooks.
Alex, can you give us a quick preview?
Thanks, guys. I'll give you guys a preview into Oswego field hockey and Syracuse football. A crazy finish to Monday Night Football, and the championship series have come down to the wire. All this on WTOP-10 after the break.
La 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 la. Free. La 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 la. La 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 la. Free.
To eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Alex Brooks, and let's give you your Tuesday night sports report. We start off across the street at Laker Turf as the Oswego State field hockey team takes on the red-hot Cortland Red Dragons. The Lakers are coming into this matchup 1-4 in the SUNY, with their counterpart Cortland at 5-0 and riding high in the conference. The Lakers have won only 3 games against Cortland in their team history and are looking to break their losing streak since 1985. The SUNY matchup will face off this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Going 9 hours south down I-81, Syracuse Orange football will face off against the Virginia Tech Hokies on Thursday. The Orange come into this matchup 4-3 and on a 3-game losing streak. Syracuse has experienced the Clemson curse once again as they haven't won a game since losing to Clemson for the 2nd straight season. However, what favors the Orange is their remaining schedule, as it is ranked the 2nd easiest by ESPN metrics, along with a 95.6% chance of making a bowl game. The journey starts this Thursday against Virginia Tech at 7:30 on ESPN. From college to the NFL gridiron, Monday Night Football had the 49ers lose their 2nd straight game on the season against the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings took a 16-7 lead going into halftime without their star wide receiver, Justin Jefferson. The 49ers were without Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams in this game, and Brock Purdy struggled, throwing 2 interceptions, all to Cameron Bynum, including a game-clinching pick, which led to the Vikings' 22-17 win. The 49ers fall to 5-2, and the Vikings are 3-4 after winning 3 out of their last 4 games. Let's head to the Diamond now, as the Arizona Diamondbacks have forced a Game 7 against the Philadelphia Phillies after a 5-1 victory last night in Philadelphia. This series has been nothing short of exciting, with Tommy Pham and Lourdes Gurriel hitting back-to-back home runs off of Aaron Nola. The D-backs have won 3 out of their last 4 games against the Phils in this series after dropping the first 2 games in Philly. Game 7 is currently underway with the Diamondbacks versus the Phillies at 1 apiece. But we're going to head over to the American League Championship Series, as it is a Game 7 winner-take-all in the ALCS, with Christian Javier starting the game. We start off with Corey Seager launching a solo home run in the top of the 2nd. That was mashed. Now going into a couple outs later, it's Mitch Garver, a bloop single, but Brantley can't get that. Adolis Garcia, who already has an RBI in this game, he scores, and Mitch Garver heads to 2nd, and Garcia is pumped up. Now we move over to Garcia, and it's going to be Garcia going deep to right field. You see the ump cam right there, and that one is gone, and Garcia is loving it. But if you must be sick of Adolis Garcia, because he hits another bomb to left field. Garcia with 2 home runs on the day with 3 RBIs, and he is pumped. He's ready to send this team to the World Series. But we go bottom 9. Rangers, they clinch it with Seager throwing it to first, and the Texas Rangers, for the first time since 2011, they are headed to the Fall Classic.
Wow, Alex, what an action-packed game. That was really, really cool, really exciting.
Definitely was.
I'm Mia Dirks.
I'm Matthew Rivenberg.
And on behalf of everyone here at WTOP-10, have a great night.
Thank you for watching.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast News. Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Welcome back, folks. I know it's been a while, so in case you forgot who I was, I'm Dom Perrone, and you're watching Dom's Dinner Bell. We're going to start off this season with the most important meal of the day. Now, I know we did breakfast last season, but this one's a bit of a different spin, a little healthier, if you will. What we're going to be doing is, I'm sure everybody has enjoyed themselves a slice of burned dairy breakfast pizza every now and again, especially living up in the CNY. We're going to make that a little bit smaller and put it on a bagel. We're also going to fresh squeeze some orange juice and make some homemade granola for a fruit parfait for your wonderfully balanced breakfast. So go wash up, get ready to eat, because you're watching Dom's Dinner Bell. So, what do I mean by we're putting it on a bagel? Very simple. We're going to be doing breakfast pizza bagels. You know, instead of red sauce and mozzarella, we're going to be doing eggs, bacon, and Fiesta Blend cheese. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a set of plain bagels. You can get these at Walmart. This Thomas brand was $4, but you can get Walmart brand ones for $1.98. These are soft, pillowy. We're going to toast them up, load them up. It's going to be delicious. The eggs here only cost $1.23 for a dozen at Aldi. The cheese is $2.22 at Walmart. We covered this last season. The bacon bits are only $1.70 at Walmart. These are great for everything you could imagine, from salads to sandwiches. The oats, big tub of rolled oats. You can get Quaker or Aldi brand. Will run you about $2.50 for this big container here. And of course, the bushel of oranges is what's going to be our most expensive piece today. This ran me about $4.50 for all of these oranges. Now, I will be completely frank with the audience here. Buying orange juice is going to be cheaper than fresh squeezing it. If you really want that fresh taste, go for it. Go for the fresh stuff. But don't kill yourself over it. It's not 100% important. It is not 100% necessary. Just for the show, I'm going to show you how to make fresh squeezed orange juice. And finally, of course, we cannot forget the fruit of our fruit parfait. This little fruit bundle here was about $3.25 at Walmart. Another a little more on the expensive side, but if you want to buy and cut your own fruit, or you buy the frozen stuff, just as good, and it might be a little bit cheaper. And of course, the yogurt that we will be using is still in the fridge, and that only costs you about 64 cents per cup of yogurt at Walmart. And if you buy the even cheaper stuff, it's even less, 47 cents a cup at Walmart. But forget all of this monetary talk. Let's get cooking. So we're going to tackle the oats first, because they have to bake in the oven for about 8 minutes. So what you have to do first is preheat your oven to 350 degrees and make sure that you have an oven rack in there that's well above the heating element. The oats have to be dried, rolled, and these are quick cook oats, but you can get any other kind of dried rolled oat to make your own granola. What we're going to be doing is a maple brown sugar oat for our parfait. What you do is, I've got a little quarter cup here, is you put them all on the baking sheet lined with parchment paper, not tin foil. Tin foil might scorch them. And you just put a nice little pad down there, little strip, for you to add your sweetening ingredients. Now, in order for them to really crisp up and get that crunchy oat taste that you're really looking for, you gotta add a little liquid. And the liquid that we're gonna use, of course, is the Peroni Elliott batch of homemade maple syrup straight out of New Berlin, New York. So what you do is you pour a nice big strip over the whole thing. Don't saturate the whole pile, but get enough in there that you know it'll mix around well. That's about, I would say, maybe a tablespoon and a half with about a cup of oats. Then you take your brown sugar here and you take it in a little handful and you just sprinkle it over and try and get it to stick to a little bit of that syrup. You don't want to use too much. You don't want it to be overly sweet. The yogurt is sweet as well. If you want to use plain yogurt, you can. It's up to you. I'm using vanilla. But after you have the oats set up here with all the ingredients, you're going to take your little spoon and you're going to try and stir it up as best you can. You want to get everything incorporated properly. You want to make sure that there's wonderful flavor throughout the whole thing. And once you have all of the maple syrup and brown sugar incorporated, which I don't, you can see that it's still rather dry around these parts. But while you're doing it, you know, try and mash it into a flat little pile along the... Bradley, Vinica, come in. Let's give the people a good look, huh? There we go. That's more like it. So you got to spread them out, spread them even. You can see that the oats, yeah, all that maple syrup in there and the brown sugar. The brown sugar will start to melt and caramelize around the oats, give it a little extra crunch there. And I know this is going to be sticky, but oh well. There we go. Make sure we get everything in there, everything set up nice and flat. And I'm telling you, all they have to do is cook for 8 minutes, and you bring them out and you let them cool. So, with those all set up, ready to go, you know, nice and maple syrupy, we take it here, we throw it in the oven, and we wait 8 minutes. Let's move on to the eggs. So now that we have the oats in the oven, they will be done in about 5-ish minutes. We're going to take care of the eggs. Now, the eggs for this particular recipe are going to be a scramble. And my favorite way to scramble eggs is to just toss them in the pan and hack them up with your spatula. Forget that. What we're going to do is we're going to make a nice homogeneous scrambled egg. So we're going to take 4 eggs and, of course, crack on a flat surface so you don't get any shells into your egg. Open it up, boom, right into the bowl. There's one. Here comes. So I guess we're making a 3-egg scramble. And please excuse us while we solve some technical difficulties. Things happen. Oh well. We're going to go with 3 eggs. These are not my last 4, but for the sake of time. Again, on a flat surface, crack the egg, open it up, get it into the bowl. Doesn't matter if your yolks are intact this time around because we're going to scramble them. Now, you can use a whisk. You can use a blender. It aerates the eggs a little bit. You can use one of those immersion blenders where you stick it down in there and it blends everything up. Look at that. Here, bring the camera. We got a little smiley face for the eggs. They're laughing at me because I dropped the 4th one. Real funny. Real funny, guys. So what you do is you take your fork in the bowl and you mix them up nice until they're one big homogeneous color. You see there how there's still darker parts and some clearer parts. Just keep the eggs moving until you get one grand yellow color, which we are getting quite close, though there are some richer parts of the yolk still not wanting to become combined. But that, to me, looks about good. So what we do now is you take your Pam or butter or whatever you want to use to lubricate your pan. You give it a nice quick spritz there, so that way nothing sticks down to it. Even in non-stick pans, eggs can stick. like a jerk. Now you hear that nice sizzle there. See it start to bubble up. What we want to do is we want to continuously move that egg so the cooked parts don't solidify themselves to the pan. Like I said, we had that sprayed down, but if you just keep it moving, you don't get I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for here? You don't get that eggy taste. You know, it's going to be fluffy. It's going to be, boy, I really am. I don't know what I'm saying here, do I? Either way, keep your eggs moving. It keeps them lighter, fluffier, and creamier. That's the one I was looking for. You want nice, creamy scrambled eggs, and not creamy in the sense that they're runny like an over easy egg, but creamy in the sense that when you put it in your mouth, you're not really chewing, you're more breaking down, which is odd way to put it, but it's what is meant. And in just a matter of minutes, you've got nice scrambled eggs. Boom, right there in the pan. So what we're going to do is we're going to transfer these into a bowl for safekeeping until we are ready to assemble, because I just called an audible, and we're going to get the bagels set and ready. Stay tuned, folks. You're watching Dom's Dinner Bell.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man. Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Before we tell you what that audible is, first of all, welcome back to Dom's Dinner Bell. I'm so glad you've joined us. The oats are done. Now, I know that they don't really look all that different from how they did 8 minutes ago when we put them in the oven. But the biggest thing about the oats is A, use a clean spoon when stirring the now dry mixture, but you see how they've clumped up nicely? That's all that syrup and that sugar doing its magic. It resembles a little bit more granola now. And before I burn myself on camera, like I've done more than once, I am going to stir these up nice and good. Get them off of the bottom of the parchment paper, because there's some good crispy, yeah, look at that crispy bit right there. Oh, that's heaven. I know, you look at me and you'd never think, boy, this guy really does eat healthy breakfasts. I've started, thanks. Well, because the first breakfast episode we did, of course, Mr. Jacob Bradley behind the camera as well, I did what they call a lumberjack, which is usually breakfast for 4. But this is a nice, healthy breakfast, but these are our finished oats. We got to let these cool, because if you take them right out of the oven and put them in your yogurt, they're going to be soft. I've made a batch this morning that we're going to eat on our parfaits, but this batch will not be ready for another 20, 30 minutes because it has to cool completely. That's where the crunchiness of oats comes from. So we're going to let these cool, and now we're going to get started on the bagels. So I mentioned calling an audible. Some might be wondering what an audible is. Well, an audible in the game of football, American football anyway, is when the quarterback has a set play and he decides, I'm going to change that, and changes the play right before it happens. That's what I'm doing. What we're going to do for our breakfast bagel pizzas is we're going to make a maple butter that goes on the very base of the bagels. How do you make a maple butter, you may ask? Well, it's quite simple, I answer you. We take a knife here, we take 2 big tablespoons of unsalted butter, put them into our bowl here, and we take some, of course, Peroni Elliott brand maple syrup, not for sale, only gifts, and you pour plenty in there so it gets nice and spreadable. Here we go. Take a spoon. That butter's got to be nice and soft, and just mix it all in there. If you feel like there's too much syrup, then add more butter. And I think that might be a little too much syrup. Yeah, I think it might be. So what we're going to do is we're going to go another tablespoon of butter here. Add that in. Yeah. Now, this might taste similar to the butter you get at Texas Roadhouse. It's not. Totally different recipe. But if you're in a pinch and really looking to scratch that itch, here you go. Now, you see the problem that we're arriving to here. We have a lot of chunks of butter in a soup of maple syrup. That's because the maple syrup was very cold and the butter was room temperature. How do we fix that? A microwave. Very simple. Put my spoon down there, just take this over here, put it in the microwave. 15 seconds ought to do you, just to get that butter a little bit more liquidous. Is liquidous a word? There's that camera nod I've been missing. This part will get edited out, yada, yada, yada. I know that my editing crew usually screws me on that and puts in the parts I say will be edited out, so, oh well. See, now we're talking. It's a bit more like butter sauce now, but it's, you know, it's all coming together in one nice color here. So you see, that's more of a spreadable business here, almost drizzleable here. Now, if you let it cool, which you can, it will be more of a butter. But for what we're doing now, we're just going to put it on these bagels here. So spread them apart. There you go. Nice bagel here. Nice bagel. Oh, there. Very nice. Okay, and here comes the magic. This is the audible I was talking about. Spread it all down there. Makes it nice and sweet. Now, again, this is an optional step, but this is my recipe for breakfast pizza bagels, because this just adds that little element of sweetness to it that you might not have in something like a bacon, egg, and cheese or a normal breakfast pizza. I like having that little extra sweet in there. If you don't, omit this step. Just use normal butter. Use cream cheese for all I care. It is up to you. I'm just here to teach you the basics. And to have a little fun while doing it. I hope you are as well. I say that like you're going to answer me. So, we take the butter around this way. And like I said, this is a bit more of a drizzle than it is a spread. But that's just because we had just stuck it in the microwave. I think that's good. What we do now? Well, I'll ask you, Mr. Bradley. Should we do cheese, then eggs, then bacon? Or eggs, then bacon, then cheese?
Let's do the second one.
Second one, okay. Eggs, then bacon, then cheese. So the cheese will encase this whole monstrosity. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a little tiny fork here, and we're going to take our eggs and put them right down onto that bagel there. The oven is still at 350. That's all you need it to be at for this, because you're just looking to melt the cheese and toast up the bagel just a little bit. And you're going to put that down right there. Nice big pile of eggs is a little big for one bagel. Come on, split that in half. Let's share, boys. Come on. Come here. Come here. Don't be a pain. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. There we go. Got egg on that one. And the egg that jumped, he had a plan this whole time, because now there is hardly enough egg. This'll be mine, Jake. Don't worry. I'll eat this. It'll all taste the same. It's okay. That one will be mine. So these two will be mine. Whatever. So you've got the eggs on the bagel. All right, here we go. Then we go with the bacon bits. Of course, you can use sausage. You can use ham. You can use Canadian bacon. You can use real bacon. Bacon bits are going to be your cheapest option. So the bacon bits, we're just going to sprinkle all on the top there. Yeah, nice bit of bacon bits. These will get a little bit more crispy in the oven when you put them on there. Just a little bit there. And we're going to go a little bit more here as well. It's like open-faced bacon, egg, and cheese, which is essentially what a breakfast pizza is. It's just on pizza dough, but, you know, life goes on. I think that one needed a little more. There, okay, we got lots of bacon on those. Okay, okay. Cheese, of course. And lots of this stuff. This is the Fiesta blend, not the kind with the taco seasoning, because that's gross. This is just the normal Monterey Jack, cheddar, and quesadilla, which is what the bag says. I don't know what that means. Cheese for quesadilla, I would assume, but what do I know? Anyway, cheese all on top of these bagels. There we go. All right.